So now I'm exhausted. After just the day I've had. I just don't want to have to do Duolingo when I have to lay down after this. I will not lose my 700 and something day streak for anything.
Wow.
Yeah. Dedication.
Damn. Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I don't know. Maybe hitting the go live button is what fixed it because now it looks like we're fine. And as always.
So here's your fucking spoiler alert.
You heard it. I heard it. Stream heard it. I fixed my shit, y'all. I am so happy. Alright, Psych, I'm gonna kick you out of here and we'll see you in about 45 minutes.
Sure.
Okay.
Bye.
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 I'm so happy that it's finally freaking working right.
Did you listen back to yourself?
Yes.
Okay, good. I was like, I don't know what happened for the one. Maybe it was just Sam's apartment.
No, it definitely had audio setting issues. I mean, from the technical side of it, I had to reinstall my virtual cable because the software started to go bad. I don't really.
Oh. Things.
I did
Technical
things and it fixed things. Hi, Yuri. Eureka. Okay. I can't believe this, but I'm like fully prepped and ready to go, but I can vamp for a few more minutes if you need it.
Oh, I mean, we'd be starting like a minute early.
Oh no, we can't do that. So
no, we can't.
What I'll do instead is this.
Yes, please tell us how that was.
It's amazing. Hopefully the glare on this thing isn't too bad and that you guys can actually see it.
I love that she wore a mask. It makes total sense because she was meeting like 1,000 million people that day.
Right.
But it also sucks that COVID is a thing because it would be cool to have her face in the picture.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So, I mean, it was really freaking awesome. It is real life. Meeting her was super cool. I decided to take the group picture instead of just the solo one because I was like, I've got I was wearing Renegade, Wynn was wearing Paragon, and Sam was in his N7 shirt. I was like, come on, we fucking have to take this picture together. So I was super happy with the way that all turned out. V, do you want to see the present that I got for you?
Oh yeah, I forgot you got me a present. Yeah. So funny, I just brought up the stream so I could see comments and it immediately launched me into an ad.
Oh, yeah.
But it's my own channel. Just kidding. My voice is gonna sound weird today. I don't know what's going on with my throat, but I got a cough. I don't know why.
Okay.
Apollo.
Oh, okay. So the ad break thing, it shouldn't, unless you like swipe out and like restart the app, it shouldn't play two ads back to back. So hopefully that is what's going on there. And move this over. Okay. So I got for me, I guess I'll turn the blur back off. So here's our boy. It is. There we go. Focus.
There we go. Oh, it's so good. It's so cute.
He is. He's absolutely adorable. And then I was like, okay, so he's my main Mass Effect lover. And honestly, they didn't have my other ones. So I didn't get them. But they had all of my Dragon Age. So here's my
Ooh.
Origins Bay.
That's good fan art. Is this all from the same artist?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I
Look at
can't
how
like that one
sweet
that much, but it's a good picture.
it is.
It's really cute. I like the little hearts.
Look at
that
how
one right
fucking
there
cute he is. He's
looks so
adorable.
cute. Adorable.
Adorable. Oh my god.
Oh, wait, is that for me?
Yes.
Oh, it's so cute. Look at the little heart. Oh, and it's not like a horrible rendition of him. It's normal, like all the freaking statues are in the Bioware Gear store.
Right? No, he actually looks a little bit. I like his little smirk. He's cute.
Mhm. Oh, yeah. The smirk. You have to have it. I love it. The little hearts are so cute.
Yeah. So I got you a little
Oh
Solus.
my gosh. I can't wait to go next year. I miss going to conventions. Getting stuff you don't need but you just want.
Oh no. Yes. Yeah.
I just saw Bat Knight said.
Yeah. Adult content. We are adult content.
Not tonight. There's nothing to talk about.
Okay. All right. We get going on our show. We're like really early, but I feel like I want to get it started. Okay. Something feels off. Hello, and welcome back. Oh, fuck. I'm not recording anywhere. I just realized
I was just
that.
about to be like, I was gonna silently like start recording the Google, but then I'm glad you said something because
But then it doesn't do it silently. It totally blums.
yeah, I just realized that, and then also
Okay.
I didn't know if you had your Audacity going. I just started mine, so we're good.
I've been like rushed for time today. Not like for bad reasons, just like out of it reasons. I don't know. Anyways, okay. Take 2. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Two Girls, One Ship, the podcast where we analyze, rate, and review all that the world of video game romances has to offer. I'm Genesis, the girl who is still riding a major high from last weekend. Meeting Jennifer Hale, dream come true.
And I'm Vervada, the girl who is living vicariously through my other half right now. I cannot wait to go with you next year, though.
Oh yeah. It'll be so much fun. And if you're new here, welcome to the beautiful chaos. But you should know that our podcast centers on character and romance analysis and doesn't shy away from exploring the fun of fucking.
Oh, sorry, I'm gonna be clearing my throat like every 5 seconds today, I feel like. Or from the deep emotional connections built between two characters using specific in-game dialogue. So if you want to stay spoiler-free, then this isn't the podcast for you.
So here's your fucking spoiler alert.
Thanks for the spoiler alert, N7. And just like with all of our previous episodes, we'll assume that you have some background knowledge of the game and character in question, but we'll be providing context for any of those of you who may be unfamiliar.
In today's episode, we're going to give our girl the homeworld she deserves. No siding with the Geth today. We're romancing Admiral Tali'Zorah Vas Normandy. Well, she's an admiral if she wasn't exiled in the last game. But we like the best endings in this show, the happy endings especially. So we are going to assume that if you love Tali, you don't let her get exiled.
It's good to be back on the Normandy.
Let me know if it's too quiet for you to sleep, and I'll find you someplace louder. I was there when you two had your thing, remember? Just get a room and work it out.
I love that line so much. Oh, normally,
Sneak him in.
oh well, yeah, we had to sneak them in, and like normally, I don't suggest a whole lot of clips to you, but top of the list, opening line of the script. I need this line in this script, hands down. So cute. Okay. At the start of Mass Effect 3, Tali has returned to the Quarian fleet and has become an admiral herself due to her expertise with the Geth. Unless, of course, Tali was previously exiled from the fleet, and then she will end up lending her Aiden's secret. When the war between the Geth and the Quarian hits an all-time high, Tali reunites with Shepard in the Normandy's conference room. Tali, of course, doesn't want to speak openly in front of the others, and you can reaffirm your attachment to her if you've romanced her previously when you follow her up to your cabin.
That's why I accepted the position. And because of you.
Me?
When they offered me this position, I asked myself what you'd do. I thought you'd take the chance to make things better. You've given up so much, stood for too long without allies. I didn't want you to do this alone. So, if you're ever lonely, just let me know.
Tali, nothing between us has changed. Unless you wanted to.
Kila, Shepard. I'm not going to beg, but I didn't come up here just to see the fish.
No, you came up here because I asked you to. I want you here. With me.
Okay.
Oh, the way that she says, okay, is just perfect to me. It is so adorable. And I don't know how to word this exactly, but it's like a full acceptance, but in like a good way. I don't know what word to put to that emotion, but I feel it when she said it. I skipped everything and just started talking about the okay line, so you can go right back into where your part of that you're supposed to say.
Okay. Sorry. I was like, of course it went too well so far, so something had to happen.
Something had to go wrong. all right.
Well, I'm assuming you played the audio clip where she says she didn't come up to see the fish.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, my stupid throat. I love that she says she didn't come up to see the fish. I thought that was really funny. Tali's natural state is still to defer to the fleet and the benefit of others over herself. So to me, her timidness in this scene is very understandable. She wants to be with Shepard still, but she doesn't want to presume that they can have a relationship with everything else that's going on. She still struggles with a lack of self-confidence, like we talked about in her episode for Mass Effect 2. By the end of this game, we'll have a Tali who isn't afraid to voice her desires for herself. I know there's a ton of different ways that Tali can end up, but as usual, for our episodes, in order to fully analyze the characters, we follow the story with the most character development, and that usually requires them to remain alive and well.
It's my turn to have fuck ups now because now my camera is gone. What is going on?
Can't the universe just like smile upon us once? Twice? Every time?
Have
Is that too much to ask?
a fucking normal episode. All right, whatever. We're gonna do this with me off cam. Sorry you can't see my face. Okay. In this first moment alone with Tali in the captain's quarters, Tali takes the opportunity to become vulnerable, admit that she was terrified of the pressure of 17 million lives depending on her choices and actions. it all comes back to that ruthless calculus. Tali's father said that commanders mourn losses and not individual people, because putting people at a distance was essential to making the big decisions. But Tali can't do that. And you know what? Good for Tali. Sometimes you have to make the hard decisions, but when you start forgetting the faces of the people who rely on you, it opens up the door to making decisions that aren't for the greater good. See the recent Mass Effect Lorecast episodes on Morden for more on the tough, greater good decision.
Yeah. Talk about the toughest one in the game, I think.
Right?
But that whole thing, I could cry just thinking about it. But yeah, I think there needs to be a balance. And if every other admiral on the board is only thinking in numbers, then I'm glad Tali's there, making everyone consider the true cost of their decisions to ensure that nothing is decided frivolously or too quickly. She is also essential because of her Geth expertise, as we mentioned. It was the reason she became an admiral in the first place. And she is a key figure in the mission to deactivate the Reaper signal controlling the Geth. There isn't too much Tali-specific content to talk about for the third game, which in reality is no different from any of the other romance companions. The main focus of this whole game is defeating the Reapers, so our lovers are mainly supporting us from the sidelines. We don't get a personal mission for each companion either, like we did in the second game, but we do for Tali. Tali's inextricably involved in Priority Rannoch.
This mission brings the crew of the Normandy to the surface of Rannoch, the Quarian homeworld. This is a huge moment for Tali. She's only seen Rannoch in her mind's eye, through old stories and cultural memories. It is surreal to be standing on the surface. This is the moment her people have been fighting for, living for, and dying for. For 300 years, the Quarians have sequestered on their crumbling ships, surviving purely off their ingenuity and their collectivist society. The way forward, the way home, has always been by doing what is best for everyone and putting your own hopes and dreams to the side. In fact, most Quarians don't seem to have their own hopes and dreams, rather a shared one. The one where they get to live without their suits on and on the surface of Rannoch again. It just so happens that the fight against the Reapers allows the perfect opportunity to retake their homeworld once again.
I can't believe it. I don't think it's really sunk in yet. The homeworld. My world. Look at the sky. And the rock formations. They used to write poems about them.
When we're done, maybe you'll write a new one.
This is Rannoch, the world of our ancestors. Our bodies carried the seeds that spread the desert grass. You've heard me say Kilasalai. The best translation I can come up with is by the homeworld I hope to see someday.
Looks like you're seeing it today.
The living room window will be right here.
Something I should know?
I just claimed the land. I know it doesn't mean much, but when this is over, I'll have a home.
Oh, wait. What
Hey, you're
happened?
back.
Yeah. Sort of. Okay. Yeah.
I really like that, once again, we've got Vigil playing in the background in this clip. It's like the quintessential, this is an emotional scene tell for the game. Even this moment right here is more than Tali ever hoped for. I think a lot of Americans can relate to the way a Quarian longs for home. Whether we descend from enslaved people who were kidnapped from their homeland, people who were forced from their native lands to make room for newcomers, or people who left their homeland in search of better opportunity, only to assimilate their children and blend into the generic melting pot. Many of us have a longing for a home we haven't seen and a desire to learn more about it. Some of us get closer to our ancient homes by eating the cultural food, wearing cultural clothing, or learning the language. But the Quarians take this to a whole other level. They tell poems so specific, so eloquent, they can see the rock formations vividly enough in their minds to recognize them immediately when they land on Rannoch, for the first time in 300 years. Do any of us know stories to that detail that describe something from 300 years ago? In 1723, my ancestors were all in Scotland, Ireland, Sweden, and Poland, doing who knows what. It's really remarkable.
Mine were in England, Wales, Spain, and El Salvador. But I had no clue what they were doing that long ago. And no, we didn't freeze. We should be fine now. It's because I'm messing with settings trying to get my damn camera to go back into blur mode. I don't like my whole bedroom being exposed in the background. All right. So the mission is to fight your way through the Reaper base. And the fighting consists of a ton of Reaper-controlled Geth. But eventually, a Reaper will fight you one-on-one. And obviously, this is a fight that isn't a sure thing. Even for Commander Shepard. Tali is so afraid to lose the man she loves, just as she's got him and her homeworld. So it makes her finally admit to something that we already know.
This ends now. Edie, patch the Quarians to the Normandy's weapon system. I want the targeting laser synced up to the whole damn fleet.
Understood.
If we don't make it,
You worry too much.
I love you.
Keela Salai.
Aww. I had never heard that dialogue before researching. I always get the good luck acknowledged line from Legion, which is also really sweet. But it is exceptionally poignant that Shepard replies to Tali with Keela Salai. Because to a Quarian, that is the equivalent of all the love they have as a people. The thing about language is that it is a window into the way a culture frames reality. Quarians whose culture is devoted to remaining in their homeworld, and Shepard knows this, and how important it is to Tali. So, while this reply could come off as a classic Han Solo, I know, it really is just another way to say I love you to Tali. And I hear it in his voice. It's heartwarming.
Yeah, I think it's great. And of course, it's just the right thing to say to her. As a former linguist, this sort of thing is right up my alley. I absolutely love seeing the ways people word things. They tell us a lot about how we see the world. If you don't know, listeners, I used to be a Korean linguist, so I have spent a lot of time thinking and speaking in a language very different from my own. There's a lot of examples, but one example that I thought just off the top of my head in Korean is the word for America, which in Korean is mi국, and it literally translates to beautiful country. And just, I love the way that they describe that. Sometimes, especially lately, it's easy to forget that we do have a beautiful country. It's just a small thing, but the way we label and how we speak is so important. And I think it is beautiful that Shepard opens himself to Tali's culture and values what she values, or at least considers her and her values. It's just how you should behave when you truly love someone, especially someone of a different culture than you.
And then, of course, the way that this mission ends varies greatly. There is one awful ending that we just do not abide by here. So once again, I am reiterating that on this show, we follow the characters for their longest and most fulfilling journey for the sake of the character development and analysis. I made this mistake on my first playthrough and I literally cried. Tears pouring down my face. I cried out. Jason thought like somebody died. And I was like, yes, Tali died. So bad. So bad. Okay, so for our show, this means that the Geth and the Quarians put aside their differences and join forces to both battle the true enemy, the Reapers, and to help settle the homeworld. Unfortunately, Legion has to sacrifice himself for the cause, which is almost as tragic as the scene that plays if you should choose to side with the Geth over the Quarian. But Legion's death is not in vain, but rather was a gift to allow future peace. And just like that, something that was deemed quite impossible has been made reality. And Shepard will immediately check in with Tali after all that goes down.
You okay? I know working with the Geth will be difficult.
I'm not staying. I'm coming with you.
I thought your people needed you.
So?
So that's usually kind of a big deal for you.
I gave up my father for my people. I gave up my freedom for an admiral position I didn't want. I'm not giving up you.
Tali.
I don't know how much time we have left. I don't know if we can beat the Reapers. But whatever happens, I want to be with you.
I bet you say that to every guy who gets you a homeworld.
Only the cute ones.
You know I'd understand if you needed to stay.
I know. But I look at all this picture of hope and peace. And all I see is everyone I've lost. My team on Haestrom, my father, even Legion. I'm mourning a Geth. How crazy is that?
It's not crazy at all.
It is beautiful, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It'll be years before we can live without our suits completely. But right now, I have this.
So good. This has to be one of the best scenes in the whole game. When Tali is looking out over her reclaimed homeworld, saying, "It's beautiful though, isn't it?" Shepard is looking directly at Tali when he replies, "Yeah, it is." It's just the best. It really is. Tali is really capitalizing on this moment, as she should. She even removes her mask to really breathe in the air. You might have noticed how her voice didn't sound so distorted when she said, "Right now I have this." But there is something else that is telling about Tali in this scene. She's done putting her people first. This isn't a moment of selfishness. The Quarians are finally safe from the Geth, and now the Geth are even helping them settle on Rannoch and fighting the Reapers. If there ever was a moment to leave her people behind in favor of what she wants to do, it's this one. But she's also learned what her true priorities are. She's found balance, no longer writing a blank check to the fleet.
Shepard checking in with Tali is also just such a great moment for their relationship. He says it's usually a big deal for her. He knows how much the Quarians mean to her, and for her to immediately leave the world she's been dreaming of since she was born, she loves Shepard far more. We said it in her episode for Mass Effect 2, that her mask serves as a wall between her and the rest of society. Of course, she needs it to live, but it also prevents her from really living. She was forced to interact with the world and everyone in its sterile and unreal way, which is why her removing her mask to sleep with Shepard in the last game and now to look upon her new world is so huge. It's a huge risk, too. She was literally gambling with her life with every exposure. But it's worth it. To breathe Rannoch's air, to feel Shepard's lips on hers, that is a much bigger deal to Tali now than sacrificing for her people.
And just like that, we're hurtling towards the end of the game. But before we load up on antibiotics and spend a last night in the captain's quarters, it's time to take a mid-break to hear from sponsors, listen to some fun facts, and thank our patrons.
Mid-break dance. And can we get some sage and like general get the fuck out tech goblins that we have going on here? I've got camera issues. You've got disconnect issues. Bat Knight can't seem to watch the goddamn stream for more than 30 seconds without something crashing. Like, there's something going on tonight.
Oh my gosh, I know. Get the bad juju out of here. I don't go away. So I tell my kid to say when she says there's monsters, I'm like, go away. Go away.
No, you stay right where you're at. Yeah, she's got pouncy eyes at me. Like she's about to. Because that's just what we need. Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
On to the fun facts. This is probably one most listeners know. But if you romance Tali in the third game, you will get rewarded with a photo of her with her mask off. In the original version of the game, it was a very mildly edited photo of a seemingly random woman. Like legit Shutterstock. But BioWare updated it for the Legendary Edition. Now I've got like literal goblins. This is not good. Fuck me. It's still pretty similar to how she looked in the original version, just a vaguely human woman with all white eyes and some interesting markings on her skin. But at least she's wearing her normal suit, so that way she's a little bit more recognizable.
Yeah. When I was looking more into this, I feel like it's 50-50 on the internet. A lot of places say it's a stock, like, Shutterfly image, like you said. But the other half say that the original photo that was edited was a photo of a model named Hamasa Kohestani, who is from Afghanistan but moved to England when she was a kid, and she became the first Muslim beauty contestant to win the Miss England crown in 2005, which was super cool if that is who I hope she was credited like for her photo.
But also, why can't it be both? Like, you could get a photo of her as a stock picture from somewhere, I guess.
That's true. It could be both. I don't know. And something else that I don't know about, we talked about it in her first episode. Tali's accent. Her accent is interesting because the Korean accent just isn't something that was ever nailed down. Tali's accent is vaguely Eastern European, but among the Koreans, there's also Iranian accents and received pronunciation English accents. So who knows what they're supposed to be? I feel like they got that down in Dragon Age, where they've like their accents per country or per race, but really not in Mass Effect.
Yeah, I was like, and then you throw Cal Rieger into the mix, and like,
yeah, where did he grow up? I mean, I suppose one explanation that I didn't think of until just now is the fact that they all live on their ships, like, and perhaps they all have their own accents.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think that, I mean, being an accent per ship kind of makes sense. but who knows? All right. Time to thank the patrons. Toasty and Apollo, Win and Mystios, Bat Knight and Lizzie, Becky and Cloudy. Y'all are amazing and I love you all. I don't know where the singing came from, but let's keep it in.
That's okay. I do that all the time. All right, Jen. Are you ready to link our envirosuits? Ooh.
For as long as you want.
It's going to take a
Let's try this again.
It's
Oh
going
my
to take
God.
a few more hours.
My fucking bag fell over and it hit my mic and now
I didn't exactly make out what you said, but was it Maya?
like, never again am I going to say that we are having a good audio day. Is that better? Am I better? Fuck, I can't hear you. That's cool. I need you to unmute and keep talking, please. Oh, and now V's disconnecting. So I can't hear her fucking talk anyways. Super cool. Yay. All right, chat. How do I sound? Do I sound normal? And then does this sound normal? Okay, so when she comes back, we'll be good. Okay, actually, since it's my part anyways, I can keep going. Oh, we can link our environment suits for as long as you want.
It's going to take a few
No,
more
wait,
hours
stop.
for the fleet to mobilize.
Okay, so I can hear the clips and the things, and I sound good to chat, but I can't hear you. What happened on your end? No, I can't hear you. Oh, God. Nope, I can't hear you. What is going on? Okay, let's try some other shit. Okay, your Audacity is picking up the audio. I'm not gonna blame Psych for this. At least not yet. Mwahaha. Okay, let's try this. I need you to talk, V. Nope. Okay, damn it. um, this one. Right. It looks like you're singing like the model of Valerian. Maybe I'll just leave it and see if that helps me. Nothing compares. Nope, I still can't hear you. What is going on? Yeah, I mean, normally we can struggle through a lot of different things, but me not being able to hear you, stream not being able to hear you, that's gonna be some problems. What the fuck happened?
I hate the
Yeah. Oh my god, yes, Tally being here would totally fucking help. Are you sure that your mic settings are right on Google Meets? Yeah, okay. Because I can see that you're talking into it and that it's picking up your thing. Wait, why is it giving my... Because that made total fucking sense.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can. The speaker
Yay!
output on Google Meets decided to randomly change mid
Oh, I was like, I
fucking
swear all I did was
conversation.
exit out and open it back up. I didn't touch anything. It wasn't me, ma'am. Kick the computer,
Okay.
call it a Boschtet. Yeah, that was our next step.
I am so like that is going to be one of my next purchases. I am ready to fucking upgrade so bad and just like
Yeah. No, I have a bobby pin in my hair, painting my bangs up, and it's hurting, being pushed into my skull by my headset. Okay.
don't do that. Okay.
Well,
All right.
oh yeah, we were at the audio clip. Okay, I'll mute.
Yeah.
Bye.
I was like, no, we gotta go link our enviro suits. Like I need a minute to get back into
Oh, right.
headspace.
We got a link in viruses. Well, then you can. Oh yeah, it's not like the audio clip's long enough to really get in the mood, is it?
No. All right, let's use the anger. Convert. Anger. And the frustration of the everything. Oh. We can link our enviro suits for as long as you want.
It's going to take a few more hours for the fleets to mobilize. I hate the waiting. I've been trying to find ways to pass the time.
Come up with anything good?
I thought maybe you could use some company tonight.
Will you stay here with me? Until the call comes?
For as long as you want.
You ask me each week if I'm ready to do my breakdown. And I think once when I legit needed to get water, and then a few weeks ago with Ashley and me wanting to play another clip before the breakdown, I have never hesitated. Honey, I am always ready to talk about physical interaction. But what in the actual fuck am I supposed to do with this scene? I thought us Shakarians got screwed with no alien sex for you, but oh, you Tallymancers got it so much worse. I am so sorry that your scene fades to black after 5 lines of dialogue. And before things even get started, At least we got a fade to black mid kiss. I throw my hands up in the universal, I don't know what to do. And I'll just look at fan art to fill in the gaps.
Thank the gods for fan art. I mean, there's just not anything to talk about. I think I've made it clear so far that I love Tally's romance. I think they make a really great battle couple. I'm bummed that their scene was practically non-existent. Like, it's just not fair, especially considering how late in the game she comes into your Normandy crew again. The only potential critique I could have for the relationship is just the age difference between Tally and Shepard. It's not much, but Tally being on her pilgrimage when you first meet her tells us just how young she really was.
Cool. V froze again. And it's mid-paragraph for her. At least I think I got this part of it fixed now, where the audio clip will play for her. Let me double check on that.
It's going to take a few more hours.
Yeah, we're good there. I really don't know what the fuck is going on tonight. Like, it is ridiculously bad. Like, normally 1 or 2 audio glitches in the beginning where I'm trying to get all the settings to come together right is one thing. But this is getting a little bit beyond ridiculous. What is going on with you tonight? Is it your internet?
Because my internet is fine. Like, it's working everywhere else. I don't know why Google Meet is just like, screw you, bitch. You don't get to do nothing. I just kept reading my shit like everything was fine. Come back to my tab to mute myself and watch you talk, and I saw it was out, so I have no idea how long you guys didn't hear what I said. But I recorded it just fine for myself.
Okay, then I'll pick up if you recorded it. Okay. Mass Effect confession time. I didn't like Tali in 1 and 2. I didn't get her. I was in my 30s the first time I played this game, so my thought process was a lot different. A kid on her maturity pilgrimage? A soft and gentle soul to protect? That's baby territory. Like the same way I feel about Grunt. You are my child to protect, not the hot 19-year-old right out of high school I want to bang. But then I see this woman who's grown into her new skin. Like literally, her armor and sashes change over the games, representing her acceptance culturally as a woman and no longer a child. And now I see. Now I understand that Shep's personality isn't going to overpower her, but help her to be the best version of herself. It just took me 3 games to see it. And now, of course, we have once again arrived in London, and we are at the forward operating base, saying our final goodbyes to our team before we make the push to the beam. Shepard won't be quoting poetry at Tali, but what he says is poignant enough. It is communication where they don't need to specifically say anything to be perfectly understand each other. Hopefully you hear the audio clip this.
Almost time for the final push. Are you okay?
I thought I'd be asking you that question.
Shepard, I backed you when I was just a kid on her pilgrimage. I backed you when the Normandy was a Cerberus ship. Wherever you go, I'm with you. And you haven't answered my question. Are you okay?
You remember how you felt when you landed on Rannoch? Now imagine it's not a story passed down by your people. Imagine you were there just a few months ago.
And now you're seeing it like this.
We need to put it right.
We will. Do you remember what we said on Rannoch? Just before you took down that Reaper?
You said, I love you.
And you said, Kila Salai. I want more time.
I know. Whatever happens,
I know.
The emotion in her voice.
Really good.
I mean, it's so good. Yeah, at this point, every companion knows what it means to fight for your homeworld. But that is something built into Tali's whole identity as a Quarian. I don't need to say anything about how dedicated Tali is to Shepard, because she summed it up perfectly. Wherever you go, I'm with you. In a lot of ways, the love Shepard has for her has allowed her to even think this, to be this individual. His love for her proves she is unique, singular, special, not just another Quarian with the fleet, not just one part of a large whole, but one individual who is seen, loved, appreciated, and valued for her individual personality. The photo she gives him of her face without her mask is a permanent reminder of this, that he can see her for herself and not how everyone else sees her.
And of course, the extended cut gives us the most heartbreaking goodbye out of every other romance option. When Tali is injured in the final push, and Shepard says a truly final goodbye to her as the Normandy evacuates. It is all trauma. You haven't cried yet. You will now.
Here, take her.
Shepard!
You gotta get out of here.
I can't stay behind.
Don't argue with me, Tali.
Don't leave me behind.
I need you to make it out of here alive, Tali. Get back to Rannoch. Build yourself a home.
I have a home. Come back to me.
Go!
See, I have a home. You can hear her crying too. God damn it. It's so good. Like, the extended cuts are so good. Damn it.
It's so well done. It's so accurate, you know? Like, he is her home. It's incredibly sad. Tali just found her home, both on Rannoch and in Shepard. And now she'll be forced to live as she has her whole life, only dreaming of a home. It's probably worse now because she actually knows what home felt like. Kila Salai takes on a whole new meaning after the Reapers are destroyed. By the homeland she hopes to see again one day. If only we got happily ever after.
Oh. And that, lovely listeners, is where we would normally end our show. Tonight we have a special guest, a man I first met in October of 2021, where we ended up talking about boob armor on a podcast together. Someone who loves Mass Effect enough to DM me in a 5th ed mod and a podcast. Oh no, your name is okay. And a podcast to talk about Mass Effect even more. Please welcome back to the show. Friend of the pod, Psych, who hopefully joins back in again. I hope I didn't hit the deny button. I'm always afraid of that.
It's all good.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi. Sorry if I made you cry.
Oh, nah. You know me. It takes,
You're a big
takes so
softie
much.
too, so don't even.
Fair enough.
Okay, yeah, I need a second.
Sure.
But oh, holy crap. Okay. One, I hope that there are no more technical difficulties tonight. Holy shit.
I was gonna say, if it keeps doing this to me again, I might just peace out and because I'm like, I don't want to though. You better not do it again. I thought third time would be the charm, but I think it's happened 5 or 6 times now. So I'm like, if it does it again, I might chuck my laptop into a river. I need to find a river, but
Go feed it to the gators.
yeah, I have to find some of those too. I know they're out here.
Welcome back, Psych. And I went back and I listened to the first time that you and I got to talk to each other. And that was all the way back on the Mass Effect Lorecast patron chat in October. We ended up talking about boob armor. And I'm like, what the?
I don't remember if I was there for that one or not.
No, it was
just Jen and me and Tom and Sam. It was a very
that-
short one.
Is amazing.
Oh, it was because it was supposed to be the patron chat was supposed to be on Halloween or something like that.
Yes.
So they did it in 2 weeks.
Yeah, they
Anyways,
didn't. Yep.
enough about the
Yep.
past. Let's talk about the future past. I don't know.
Days of Future Past.
The
Anybody?
Days of Future Past. Nice.
Thank you.
All right. We talked about your Mass Effect origin story and your love for Tali all the way back on episode 16 of The Girls.
Mm-hmm.
Been a hell of a ride since then, hasn't it?
Yes, very much so. Yeah.
A lot has changed. And we've discussed a lot of things about Tali today. Did you learn or hear anything new?
What Varvada was saying about Tali's, what really both of you were saying about her growth from basically kid kicked out, when turned 18 to, matured woman in 3 years is impressive. And also just, I mean, it was good to just be able to listen to these again. Like I had gone through like a YouTube recently and rewatched all of the romance scenes, but still listening to you guys doing it here, it was like, oh yeah, those feels.
Yeah, it's different listening to dialogue like the dialogue that you've played through a whole bunch of times rather than somebody else taking those words and then putting them in our own voices and our own layout of the game, and it hits differently than listening to a YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh no, did Fee freeze again?
Yeah, it looks like she's frozen.
Okay. So are there any key factors that we missed? Things that would have brought more depth to this romance?
Okay, so you guys, I feel like you came right up on the line, but something that I feel like is integral to her character is that she's always the one left behind. So or sacrificed for her whole team on Haystrom, plus or minus Cal, her father. If you don't do it right, the Quarian race. But And now at the end, Shepard. Someone's always seeming to give their life for her. And that's I feel like it's really powerful right there, on the Normandy where she's begging him to stay. It's like she can't have one more person sack themselves for her, especially Shepard.
Okay. Yeah, I guess the Quarians really are all about sacrifice when it comes down to it. It's like you sacrifice for the betterment of your people. Now, everybody on Haestrom was willing to do whatever it takes to keep Tali alive because Tali was the thing to protect in that
Yes.
moment. So that's a really good point, is that we could have talked about more about how everybody's willing to sacrifice everything for everybody, but it didn't feel selfish to me
No.
for Tali wanting to keep it to herself.
No, of course not. Especially when you lose so many people close to you like that, it finally just becomes like a point of, this is the line I refuse to cross, and then you're going to cross that for me. And it's very indicative of the Korean culture overall, of like what kind of cultural atmosphere would it be that everything has to be about your survival to see tomorrow, making sure the ship is working correctly, making sure the resources for your crew are doled out appropriately. Like, what kind of art gets made in that? What kind of personal relationships get made in that? How many marriages are made to better a ship's survivability rather than maybe because you love someone else, right? Like that gets into the real depth of, I feel like, the Korean culture overall, but keeping it to Tali, sorry.
Well, no, and that also brings up would arranged marriages be the most likely scenario for them? Or do you really have time to find a love connection? And so maybe Tali getting the love connection is another really good thing for her.
Exactly. And then as for things that would have brought more depth to this romance, that's not I feel like this question isn't for you. It's for BioWare. I was talking in chat with everyone, and like the scenes where she takes off the mask, right? I remember playing that first time when Mass Effect 3 like dropped. I'm on my Xbox controller and I'm like, holy crap, she's reaching up, she's taking the mask off. I'm like, yes, okay. Why is the camera panning out? Why are we fading to come on. That was cheap. But fine, maybe they're saving it for the romance scene, right? Because my first playthrough of 3 was a Tali romance. So we get up to the romance conversation and then nothing, right? And it's like, you're killing it. You're killing me here, BioWare. Seeing Tali, I feel like, overall would have just brought more depth to the game, but for the romance specifically would have been amazing. I would have liked a little bit more physical connection as well for that whole cumulation scene than what was presented. It's like, of the available options outside of Shepard waking up alone, it's probably the like bottom tier of romance cumulation scenes for Mass Effect 3.
Okay, so, and this is one that I have an issue with, is that the Cortez scene and the Tali scene are exactly the same. I don't even think that there's any dialogue change. It's will you stay with me until the call comes?
Wow.
And then
I did not know that. I'm not romance Cortez, so
yeah.
Huh. Man, that feels like that cheapens it even more. I mean, geez. I get it. They had they were having a space problem. You know, it's widely documented. Shepard couldn't even literally put away their sidearm, right? But still.
Yeah.
Yeah, that to me would have it would have brought more depth. Just being able to see Tali. That, you know, because remember, you got that first picture. I sat with that first picture for 10 years before we got legendary.
Yeah. Yeah. That one was pretty bad. Now,
Yeah.
oh, I had a question pop. Oh, right. I was going to say that with the whole physical connection with Tali, when Liara and Tali are on the scene on not the Juggernaut, the Dreadnought.
Juggernaut.
You know what, bitch? I'm the Juggernaut. And when they're on that scene, Liara will talk about all the new suit upgrades that Tali got in order to enhance the physical connection between Tali and Shepard. Why can't we see this connection? Let it happen. You
Right?
put it canonically into the game. Let us see that.
Nothing. It's yeah. I think it's one of the reasons I built up like a lot of like extra stuff later. It's just like, okay, well, anyway.
Yeah. All right. So I guess that actually kind of answers the last question that we have here is there anything about this romance that you would change or anything that would have made it better? And I'm
Yeah.
hearing definitely physical connection and show me her face.
Yeah, like just it was a missed opportunity of not just the Tali romance, but just giving us the Quarians overall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just being able to put a real face to the people would have just given them more depth overall. And I feel like this is a like a broader Mass Effect thing, but I find it really hard to believe that such an advanced technological galactic thing that has existed longer than we've had stone implements doesn't have a Wikipedia, that doesn't have images of everything that's been stored for the last 3,000 years. So what do you mean we don't know what Quarians look like? What do you mean we don't know what the Volus look like? Like, come on. You mean to tell me there's not an OnlyFans for Volus out there somewhere? Like,
I mean, the fact that Asari fetish sites are canon, there's got to be other species on there as well.
I get it. Humanity's the new kid on the block. We've only been in the galactic scene for 30 odd years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to us, the human race, we don't know what the Quarians look like. But you mean to tell me the intergalactic Google equivalent can't tell me what Quarians look like? Or Turians outside of their armor? Or any other number of things? Like, it's just one of those... It's one of those areas that's just it's kind of skipped over because it doesn't impact the game overall. It doesn't impact Shepard overall. It's a depth issue rather than a necessary for the run and gun parts.
And there's also the fact that Javik was there when they weren't suited. He would know. Well, I mean, nah. I don't know. That one's a little bit iffy. It all depends on like how galactically close everybody was at that time, because obviously the Quarians weren't spacefaring yet. Anyways,
I mean, he notes about them like you were a beautiful people, and you've decided to be incredibly stupid, and you've deserved everything that's happened to you. It's one of the many reasons why, if I didn't have to wake him up, I probably wouldn't. Like, they really
do you
make
have to wake up Javik?
I mean, not really, since he's a day one DLC. So technically, you don't have to wake him up. But I'm a completionist, so my ass wakes him up.
Mm, valid. All
But
right.
yeah, that's it. Just more depth, and that's what I'm really hoping for on this next one. You know,
Mm-hmm.
is I mean, more depth for everybody, but it's really, of course, about the Quarian race. We deserve to see some more.
Well, yeah, and I mean the way that it leads, if you unite the Geth and the Quarian, Tally says that within a few years the Quarians
Mhm.
could be living outside of their suits. Um, and if what we believe the next Mass Effect game is going to be like, is that it's going to be a few years, minimum a few years after the invasion. And so we
Mhm.
could see unsuited Quarians. Ba, ba,
Yeah,
ba.
absolutely. So I wanted to hit you with a question, since you guys have already done Garrison. I did listen to that, which was, of course, amazing from you guys. I probably will find myself in the minority, but where do you guys stand on Tally and Garrus?
Oh, I like it. I'm okay with it. There's obviously the side of me that is like, I'm sorry, get off my man. And I'm sure that there's a part of you that is like, get your mandibles off my woman. But there are definitely playthroughs where I can't romance Garrus, and so therefore I'm not, and I'm not, and I haven't done an actual Tally romance yet.
Hmm.
So I I'm okay with it. I feel like they have a really cute little banter and repertoire, and the fact that they have all the same amount of time of history, actually even more time together than you do with Shepard. Because
Mm-hmm.
Shepard was gone for 2 years, Garrus and Tally were probably hanging out together during that time,
At least some of it somewhere.
or at least having
Yeah.
late night Discord chats. You know, they were
Exactly.
hanging out in VCs together.
Um, I, as much as I love her, I do find myself preferring her to end up with Garrus.
Hmm.
I feel like, especially because of all the ending stuff with Shepard, Garrus provides her sort of the same thing Shepard does, but is actually able to be there with her and provide her a home in the end. Um, versus Shepard only lives maybe if whatever.
Okay. Um, I'm also seeing here in chat that V says Tally has that Turian kink from her favorite movie, and Garrus just needs to work out some stress with a good friend.
I'm fairly certain Tally is the one who says that she's only using him for his body. So maybe.
That is her line. So you're so mean to me, but I'm okay with that.
I do.
Yeah.
I like the banter. I like the organic way it happens. It's not something that just seems to come out of nowhere. Even though you do walk in on it and it's like, oh, that's a thing that's happening. But then you look back and you go, okay, yeah, I can see how that came about. Like it doesn't just happen.
Right. They are
So I
very
like that
flirty in
build
a
up.
couple of the other in not episodes, in a couple other of the games and moments. They are pretty damn flirty. In fact, I think I remember a very flirtatious line between the two of them, even after I had locked in my Garrus romance. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
wait a minute. What? I'm sorry, you just said what to her over the intercom? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. Yep. Yeah.
Okay. I think that before any other tech goblins decide to ravage us,
Yeah.
we should wrap it up for the night. I know that you do amazing podcasts. I was actually listening to the most recent Blue Shift episode earlier today. I think I'm about halfway through. So
Oh, yeah.
please
Yeah.
tell us all about it and how you got Garrus to come with you onto your Citadel mission right now. I'm sorry.
Yes. Well, our request for Garrus to be a part of our strike team was approved. So, and I have it. I had set it up where Garrus, it was the Paragon route for Garrus, so he went back to CSEC after the events of Mass Effect 1, after
Mm.
Shepard's death. And so we're playing in that time period between 1 and 2, and so he's there, and I was just like, "Hey, can we get him?" Just- so yeah, we have a stand-in Garrus, and he's doing very well. But all of this can be found out on the Mass Effect Blue Shift podcast. It's a tabletop RPG where we play Citadel security agents solving crime on the Citadel. Our latest episode is all about a raid on a mafia-esque type group, and we're having a lot of fun. And for episodes drop on the first Friday of the month, so stay tuned for next month's. And then one that drops weekly is the MCU Lorecast that I do with Captain Shanko. And we've just gotten through the really bad X-Men movies. Like Monday will be our Dark Phoenix drop. So if everyone wants to know just how badly I hated that one, you're more than welcome to tune in on that. And yeah, that is what I do.
Oh, Dark Phoenix will be interesting. I actually think that might be one of the ones that I haven't watched.
I don't
So it'll be
recommend.
interesting to hear you review it.
I mean, to sum it up, if I didn't have to for this show, I wouldn't watch it.
Yeah. All right. If you like what you're hearing, please be sure to leave us a review on iTunes or give us a rating on Spotify and hit that follow or subscribe button wherever you listen to podcasts. If you want to hear more from me, you can find me on the Cyberpunk Lorecast with my co-hosty Toasty, where we explore the foundations of the past, the state of Night City today, and the news of the future for all things cyberpunk. And of course, in our Two Girls, One Ship channel on the Robots Radio Discord. You can also find Psych on the Robots Radio Discord, and each one of his shows has its own channel on there as well. So you can come follow all of us. Make sure that you also follow on all the social medias and by heading over to patreon.com/2girls1ship. V is also on the Robots Radio Discord and on our own Two Girls One Ship Discord channel, on our own Two Girls One Ship Discord server, where we nerd out on all of our favorite CGI significant others. Be sure to check out our live stream on Twitch on Fridays at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Pacific. Our podcasts release each Monday because you need at least one good thing on a Monday. Thanks for listening, and remember that beauty is in the eye of the controller. See, I can say the final line too, Bat Knight. Thank you very much. It's just her little outro part that I stumble the fuck all over because I'm like, these aren't my lines.
Well, you got through it. Congratulations.
Yay. Oh my god. Editing this one is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
And I have an hour and a half of Cyberpunk that I recorded last night that I did not edit because I ended up sitting in voice chat instead.
Ooh. No, I know that.
Cyberpunk
Oh
releases
man.
on Sunday. I'm fine. I can do it all tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, editing's gonna suck dick, but that's fine. I'm really good at it.
Just look for the big pauses in the everything.
Also, thank you. Because what I just said was editing is gonna suck dick, but don't worry because I'm really good at it.
Yeah, I just let that one go. I don't always catch innuendo very well. I don't know if you've noticed that about me. I'm really bad at it, actually.
See, and this is why I come onto your show and fuck up your shit. You can't
Oh
come
my
onto
God.
mine and fuck me up. That just doesn't work. It's like you left the word bangability into your PG-13 show. How dare you?
I thought it was funny. I thought the show needed a little more two girls than it needed Shanko and I.
And that was really, really fun. Being on for the Valentine's Day episode of that.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. And I caught myself and I almost said fucking, but I didn't. And I was really proud of myself on that one.
Yeah, it was good. I liked that one. That one was real easy. It's just zip through editing and called it good. And I enjoyed having you guys on, just talking. We could have gone on probably a little while longer.
That's generally a problem that I have, is that, and especially in like the post show, that's where I feel like, everything kind of winds down. We've gotten through the actual lore and information and things that we wanted to talk about. And then the post show is just where I have a lot of fun. I don't know how many people went and listened to it, but I did that Debate This podcast, where it's four guys. They all have a nerdy topic, and then I went on for their Valentine's Day episode, and the debate topic was turn a big bad evil into a romance option, and how is that going to change the format of the game? How is that going to, like, a whole bunch of different scenarios out of it? And I picked Saren. And I turned Saren into a romance option. And I was like, well, how is that going to change the game? And the episode itself was probably like an hour 15, hour 20 maybe, which is a little long for them, but there were 4 people debating this time. But then we ended up talking for like a whole nother hour in their post show. And just because it was like, they were like, please, Jen, inform us of all the sexy gaming. And it was just like, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for.
Yep.
All right. Oh, who's going to bed? Night, Yuri. I love you.
Bye.
Okay, but we probably should wrap this up. God damn it. I stopped the recording on Google, but not the recording on Audacity. So there's even more I get to cut out. Yay! Okay. This was amazing. So much fun. And I also would like to give you kudos, Psych. The first time that we had you on, you were using your Surface to record and your audio was shit. I love you enough, and you know me well enough that I could tell you your audio sucked.
Yes. Yeah.
But now you sound much, much better. And
Thank you.
And it also, you just now noticed the scarf? I've been wearing this thing the whole night.
No, I noticed. Yeah.
Apollo just noticed it.
Oh, Apollo's that.
Yeah. And my N7 jacket. and
Ooh.
all the things. The scarf is actually BioWare official. I bought it off the store for it was under $20. Was not
Ooh.
expecting it, and it is okay. It is what I assume Tally's actual scarf would be like. Okay, now
You keep eating.
you keep pulling and pulling on it. Now I am 5'9", so imagine what my wingspan is. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I am fully extended.
Jeez.
This scarf is as tall as me. Ooh, okay, ow, and shoulder cramp,
Mm.
All right.
Oh, don't do that.
Yep. Okay.
Those hurt.
Yep. All right. Bye. Good night, stream.
Night.
Bye.